CD, you have some now studies on the psychology of prophets.
Yes.
And inshallah this week we are starting with Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam.
No.
Now, what is the importance of Yusuf alayhi salam for our psychological well-being? Jealousy is the, all kind of human psychological problems we see in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam.
Inshallah. I am actually trying to formulate a tafsir nafsi to the Quran al-Kareem, in the sense that, as the Prophet said, that the Holy Quran, its miracles will never end. Whenever people develop, become more educated, then they will discover new things in the Holy Quran. And we are seeing this now all the time. The last thing I have read about is concerning the olive oil, that scientists now discover that it has its own light, which is not perceived by the human eye. This, of course, would remind the Muslim about the verse of the Quran in which Allah speaks about Himself as light of the heavens and the earth. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة
لا شرقية ولا غربية.
So here we are discovering something which nobody could have seen at that time. Again, I think people who are studying psychology, we have now, when we talk about modern psychology, we are talking about two different disciplines, not one. One of them is the psychology that has no real evidence, neither in scientific evidence nor in even logical evidence. Quite a lot of material on psychoanalysis and even Jung and others, other than Freud. We find that these are only points of view of people who sit down, contemplate and speak about man and human nature. He's this way, he's that way, he's an animal, he's so and so. This has no basis of science.
So you said the psychologists like Freud, like armchair philosophers.
Yes, it is like armchair philosophy. Yeah. And in this case, we are not allowed. We should not, as Muslims, we should not try to explain the Quran, the seerah of the Prophet, or any aspects concerning Islam, to try to explain it in terms of a psychology which is even accepted now by the Western people. Now even in the West, in some universities, for example, no more study of Freud unless it is history of psychology. So we should be able to differentiate. There is the other side of psychology, which is based either on scientific evidence. For example, there is this area, it's a very small area of psychology, where psychology mixes with other recognized pure sciences. Physiology with psychology will come with physiological psychology. Psychology with genetics, science of genetics, will come to genetic psychology or behavioral psychology, the influence, in talking about the influence of heredity on behavior. We have pharmacy and psychology, psychopharmacy. This is an area. The other area is where the scientific method is applied in comparisons. For example, when we take people who are identical twins, having the same genes, and 100 of them become schizophrenic, they become mad, we find that around 60 of the other twins will also become mad. But if they are fraternal twins, they are twins from two different eggs of the mother, we find that if 100 become schizophrenic, only about 5 or 10 would become schizophrenic. So here we have comparisons based on statistical analysis, which shows the importance of heredity in the development of such a disorder. This type of psychology we can actually use confidently to explain the emotions, to explain the behavior of our prophets, and to make extract important lessons for us as to how to behave.
So, sir, you said now this psychology we can use safely for prophets. Inshallah, today we are starting with Yusuf alayhi salam.
Now,
what are the major things we can benefit
the
from
surah, this? The surah of Sayyidina Yusuf sallallahu alayhi wasallam is a surah which is based on the psychology and the parapsychology of dreams. Here we would like to see what does scientific psychology say about dreams. We discover that dreams only there are some. It is unfortunate that Muslim psychotherapists and psychologists do not make use of dreams in their own therapy. I have a number of patients whose disorder is caused by a dream. They see a dream, and then the dream will tell them they are going to die at a certain time, and then they become afraid and neurotic, and I have to treat them. Also, we find that dreams tell about the future. This is the whole area of parapsychology today. They speak about dreams in this field. But the Western world, because of its materialistic philosophy, do not wish to accept open-heartedly this aspect of parapsychological aspect of dreams, transpersonal aspect of dreams. So here we find that even in the Western world we have a number of cases in which dreams have guided people. One of them is the dream of the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. He saw his body. He saw that he has been killed. He saw his body being wrapped in the American flag and put in a particular room in the White House and guarded by a soldier. Now, this happened exactly as he has seen in the dream. He told the dream to his friends or to his family, and then it happened exactly. There is one important scientist who won the Nobel Prize for his discovery of the chemical approach in between nerve cells, communication between nerve cells chemically. Already it was known that it can happen electrically, but chemically he tried to work on it to prove it. He tried many times, and he failed. Then he forgot the whole issue. After 17 years, he saw a dream how to perform the experiment in detail. He woke up, he put it down, and then in the morning he went to the lab and he did it, and he succeeded in his experiment and got the Nobel Prize. But he's honest to tell people that he saw it in a dream.
So Sayyidi, now dreams.
Yes.
Yusuf alayhi salam.
Yes. So here I would like to mention that actually we cannot, if we are really scientific, we cannot avoid the importance of the parapsychological dimension, of the transpersonal dimension in dreams. But there are other forms of dreams. Some dreams are confusional. Some dreams are
أضغاث الأحلام.
some dreams are so good they tell the person very good things that about his future. So we find that psychology, modern psychology, only speak about two areas. A group of them are followers of psychoanalysis, where if you see any dream, they will say it is coming from the unconscious, and the unconscious is coming from their id, and the id is sexual, mainly sexual and aggressive, and accordingly any dream you see will be transformed into a sexual form of wish fulfillment, which is nonsense. If I see a cow in my dream, they will tell me it is your mother, it is your Oedipal complex, you were young, you didn't solve this Oedipal complex, it is sexual. This is nonsense. But others would say, no, all dreams are nonsense. They are only firings in the brain here and there, and then the brain would like to make some understanding from it. We, as Muslims, we believe dreams are of three types. The issue with Western psychology is that it does not believe in the evil aspect of the human being. The human being has a good aspect and an evil aspect. So dreams to us are either coming, you are a good person and the dreams will come to give you good tidings, or dreams can come from evil spirits. And then you see funny dreams which make you embarrassed in your sleep. You are invited to a party, an important party. You put on your most, the suit you love most. You go out waiting for the bus. But then, as soon as the bus comes, you discover you forgot to put on your trousers. And then you run back home very quickly to try to put on your trousers. Now, this is from shaitan. This is an evil kind of dreams. The other dream, you see something and it happens in real life as it is. Or a dream that tells you a good tiding, bushra, or warn you from some aspects. So here, these are good dreams. Or dreams that only the result of what happens in everyday life. What your nafs tells you. If you have an interview, you see yourself in an interview. If you are in Ramadan fasting, you see yourself eating ice cream because you are hungry and thirsty. So this is hadith al-nafs. Now this is what the Prophet ﷺ said. Dreams, the Prophet ﷺ said, are of three types. Either from shaitan, these are the dreams in which people see things that are... or from Rahman, and these are good tidings, good dreams, or they are hadith al-nafs, what your soul tells you, and then you see it in the dream.
Okay. So, sir, you said Shaitani, Rahmani, and Hadithun Nafs, three
No.
kinds of dreams.
The three kinds of dreams. Now, Sayyidina Yusuf is the Prophet is asked, who is the most noble human being? Something, a question about this. And then the Prophet said, the most noble human being is Yusuf, because he is a prophet, the son of a prophet, and his grandfather is a prophet. So he is Ishaq is a prophet, Yaqub his son is a prophet, and then Yusuf is a prophet. Shaitan cannot come to spoil his dreams. So all the dreams of Sayyidina Yusuf are dreams from Rahman. Now with Sayyidina Yusuf as only a very young child, maybe he must have been about 5 or so at that time. Some Mufassirin...
5 or? You said 5 years old?
I think 5
Yes.
years old or even maybe younger.
Okay.
Because he said he saw the sun, the moon, and 11 planets prostrating themselves to him. Now, I want the people listening to this talk just to imagine now, if a child comes to say such a dream, you will, don't you think it is just a funny thing, you laugh at it. But the father of Sayyidina Yusuf, Yaqub, knows that Yusuf is protected from Shaitan, and this dream means something big is going to, Yusuf is going to have a big position. But so he told him, don't tell your story to your brothers, your dream. Now here is an important issue. It means there was a science of dreams, or there was this psychic aspect of dreams, which the brothers of Yusuf would know. Why did the father feel that to protect Yusuf not to tell the dream? He is only a child who saw a dream. He's not just a child. They will know the interpretation, and it might become a serious issue. So here we can see that this is the first important dream in the surah of Yusuf.
Okay. So you said that people in that time knew about the effects of dreams. They knew that dreams have some psychological effects.
Yeah.
Therefore, Yaqub alayhi salam said, don't tell this dream to your brothers.
Yeah, I think it is not people in general, but this family.
Okay.
This family of Yaqub, his 11 sons, and his son Yusuf. Why do I say that Yusuf must have been about 5 or so? Why? Because after they know of the dream and they decide to get rid of Yusuf, and they take him out and throw him in the well. And then they come and tell their father he was eaten by the wolf. Now, some of the Mufassirin speak about Yusuf at that time as being 10 or 12 years old, you see. But actually Yusuf must have been only about 5 or 6 years, because a person who is 12 years or 10 years old will not allow the wolf to eat him up. He will take a stone to do that. But they know Yusuf, the father should believe, because Yusuf was only a child. Only when they came to throw him into the well, if he was a 12-year-old, he may run away from them. But he was a child, he was not able to. Now the second important dream which we don't know whether it is a dream or whether it is revelation. Yusuf in the well, Allah says, when he was alone in the darkness of the well, Allah sent him a message. You are going to tell your brothers in the future about this incident while they are unaware about you as Yusuf. وَلَتُنَبِّئَنَّهُمْ بِأَمْرِهِمْ هَذَا وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ وَلَتُنَبِّئَنَّهُمْ. The la here is for للتأكيد, for sure. A day will come when you will tell them about what they did, but they will not be aware of you, that you are Yusuf, the one who. So here we are again. It must have been either it was a dream that he saw in the well, or it was a form of revelation to the child. Now Yusuf, after that, you know the whole story, and then he was put in prison. In the prison, it seems he has interpreted many dreams to the two men who were with him in the prison. Because when they came and told him, you are a good man, you interpret the dreams to us, and they come true. So Yusuf had the ability to understand the symbolism in the dream. It is a gift from God. وَيُعَلِّمُكَ مِنْ تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ. So here, Yusuf, when they came to tell him to interpret the dream, one of them saw a dream in which he is carrying a basket on his head, and bears are eating from food in the basket. And the other saw himself pouring a drink to the king. And then Yusuf, instead of just giving them what the dream meant, he used this, and this is important for da'wah. He did not give them the answer at once. He started to tell them that they are following a wrong religion, and that they should believe in the one God who is the Ilah, the Rabb of all the heavens and the earth. So here he told them this. Notice, he said to them that whatever dream you tell me about that contains food that you are going to eat or things that will happen to you, I tell it to you and it happens as I told you. So he wanted to show them his place and his religion before explain. This is very important for da'wah. When somebody comes in need of you, this is the time in which you present the da'wah in the most beautiful manner. So here, Yusuf gives us an important lesson. Dreams can be symbolic. Now this man carrying the basket in his head, he told him, you are going to be hanged and bears will eat up from your brain. You will be crucified and bears will eat up from. The other one, he told him, you saw yourself pouring a drink for the king, you are going to pour the drink for the king. So in one case, the dream is interpreted as it is exactly. In another case, it is a form of symbolism.
Okay. So you said that dreams can be symbolic, as in the case of the baker of the Pharaoh, and also a real interpretation as it happened.
As it happened.
Okay.
Now we come to the other dreams of the king. The king of Egypt at the time. At that time, they used to call the king, the ruler of Egypt, they used to call him king. And this is a great discovery that proves that this Quran is a revelation from Allah. Because why in Surah Yusuf we speak about the ruler of Egypt, Al-Malik, and in the talking in other surahs about Musa,
Pharaoh.
Fir'aun. How come? So historically, at that time, the Hyksos, they used to call the ruler of Egypt Al-Malik, the king. At the time of Moses, they invented this Fir'aun. So, indeed, this proves the authenticity, the truthfulness of the Quran as a revelation from the creator of the king and the creator of Fir'aun. Now, Fir'aun saw a dream, and this dream kept repeating itself. He sees 7 lean cows eating 7 fat cows, and he sees 7 bushels of wheat. Now, the dream repeated itself, so he asked his own people, come and tell me, all the magicians, all the people who followed their religion at the time, the priests, tell me, what does this dream mean? They said, we don't know. These are only adghathu ahlam. This is only confusional dreams. But the man who was serving the king the drinks was in the prison with Yusuf. So he told the king, I know there is this man in prison. He used to explain the dreams of us. None of his dreams that he explained did not come true in real life. Send me to him. So when they sent him to Yusuf, Yusuf at that time was angry because he was put in prison without any guilt. He did not do any offense. It is the women who wanted him and he refused. So here, a normal person, when they come and tell him that the king so and so, he will not do it. First, let him show my innocence, then I will tell him, you see. But no, Yusuf felt that this dream, its interpretation, would save the people of Egypt from famine. So at once he explained to them. You grow for 7 years very hard, and then all the wheat, leave it in its bush. Don't take it out from its plant. Now, and then 7 years will come after that of drought. And then after that will come a year in which rains will come and things will become normal. So the king was very happy with the dream. And then he tells Yusuf, come to me, I need you to become my assistant. But here Yusuf says, no, I will not come out of prison until I know this story of these women with me. When they cut their hands, they looked at Yusuf and cut their hands. It seems that Yusuf has been given by Allah a sort of his not only his beauty, but his very handsomeness, plus something else of a spiritual nature. When women look at him, they are like hypnotized.
Interesting.
So that is why they cut their hands when they were looking at him. They were unconscious almost.
Okay, Sidi.
Yes.
So now through these dreams, Yusuf alayhi salam proved his innocence. Interesting. Yeah. And also he became the minister of kind of economics.
He's the minister of economics.
Okay.
And so here I think I just would like to mention something before we end.
Okay.
And that is, many people today try to explain the dream in a particular manner. If you see a scorpion it means it is a relative who is wishing evil to you. If you see water, it means so and so. If you see, it is not true. You see, dreams, it depends on the situation and the feelings that you get. And that is why when the king of Egypt saw cows, Yusuf explained the cow as a year. As a year. But the Prophet ﷺ, in a dream before Uhud, he saw cows being slaughtered. And he said, I interpreted this as my own companions, a number of my own companions will be killed in the Battle of Uhud. And indeed it happened so. So here the cow in Yusuf's dream is a year. In the dream of Prophet Muhammad, it symbolizes his own companions. So it actually, the interpretation of dreams requires people with certain spirituality together with the ability of to see the symbols of what the dreams actually mean. But any human being will find that in his lifetime there are times in which he sees a dream which comes true. And there is no doubt about it. Dreams are a field which we need to do much more research in it.
Okay. Sir, so how can we use dreams in therapy, psychological therapies?
Yes. I think that we need to help the patient to see the good aspect of the dream. Whatever the dream is like, do not go on explaining it in terms of the fearful, the evil side of the. Try all the time as a therapist to make an optimistic, and in this sense, I mention that there is this woman who saw a dream that the main log which support the roof of her house is broken, and her husband was away traveling. So she came, this Sahabiya, she came to Sayyidah Aisha and told her, I saw a dream that the main log supporting the roof broke down. And the Sayyidah Aisha said, your husband is going to die. And then when the Prophet came and knew about it, he sent for the woman. He said, Aisha, why do you explain the dream like that? And then he told the woman, your husband will come back safe and will live. Don't take these words. So here we are. We as Muslim psychologists, whatever the dream is like, you will have to try to see what part of it is because at times the dream may actually be very good. Look at Ibn Sirin. Ibn Sirin, who is well known in our history of Islam to be the dream interpreter. When the wife of Harun al-Rashid, Sayyidah Zubaydah, saw herself lying down in Hajj, and Hujjaj coming wearing their white ihram, they come and have sex with her, one after the other. And she was disturbed. This is a very ugly dream, she said. So she said to her maid, go to Ibn Sirin and tell him that you, the maid, saw this dream and see what he's going to say to you. Then Ibn Sirin contemplated like this and said to the woman, you are a liar. It is not you who can see such a dream. This is a great dream. a great dream for a woman who is great. So she came back to Sayyidah Zubaydah and told her Ibn Sirin said so and so. She said, go back to him and tell him it is me, Zubaydah, who saw the dream.
Mhm.
So she went and told him it is. He said, yes, for all these to have sex with her, a queue of all these Hajjis having sex one after the other, proves that she is a great woman. Tell her you are going to do something to serve the Hujjaj of Baytullah al-Haram, which will continue helping them for a very long time. Now, up to this day today, there is a well that has been dug by Zubaydah, and it is called the Ain Zubaydah, in which water comes out flowing, and Hujjaj are drinking from it up to this day today.
Okay. Sir, now we came to a point that we decided we should make some more research about dreams in the life of Prophet ﷺ, from the lives of other prophets and from the Tabi'in maybe.
Inshallah.
But just few sentences, inshallah, maybe we shall make another program on this. So if we have some good dreams, what should we do? Should we go to a psychiatrist, psychologist, or to a sheikh? What is the,
A good dream.
yes, how can we benefit from our dreams?
I think that there are some people who are gifted. Some people who are Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah in his book Al-Ruh speak about people who are very near to Allah with their ibadah, who can see dreams that can help people to tell them about their future. One of the greatest dreams in our life as Muslims is that of a friend of a great Sahabi who died in the battle of Yamama. In this battle against those who made kufr after their Islam and stood against and then this Sahabi, he has a very intimate friend, and then he died. Then he came to this friend in the dream and told him, look here, don't think that this is the dream. I am now happily in paradise. I will tell you the following. There I have borrowed some money from a Jew, so much money, and go to my house and tell my wife there is some money which I put in a horn on the wall. Bring the money down. You take this money and you pay my debt to this Yehudi. And he told him, when you go to my wife, you will see my little daughter. She is ill. She will join me soon. She will die and join me. Also, my wife will tell you about another thing. We have a cat which I used to love this cat and to take care of this cat. But this cat also died. So she will tell you about this. So he went to the house, and then the woman said to him, she spoke to him, yes, why didn't you come to us after the death of your brother? But he apologized. Then the little girl came to him. He touched the girl. She had a very high fever. And then he asked the wife, did anything happen after my husband died in battle? Anything? He said, no. She said, nothing. No, just remember anything. Then she laughed. Only the cat that he used to feed so and so and so died. So he said, this is another evidence. Then he told her, they brought down the horn, they found the money in it. So he took the money and he went to Umar ibn al-Khattab, who was Amir al-Mu'mineen. Yeah, Amir al-Mu'mineen, I saw a dream, so and so and so. In fact, before that, he told him that I had a beautiful shield. When I was killed, I had a beautiful shield. This shield was taken by a man. He put it in his house in such and such. He went and he found the shield. Sell the shield and take the money and pay to the... but he could not pay because of a dream. He went to Umar ibn al-Khattab, and Umar ibn al-Khattab said to him, this is a true wasiyah, it is not a dream. Pay it to the Jew. So he went to the Jew. Did my friend who was killed borrow money from you? The Jew said, yes, but never mind. He said, no, tell me the truth. So the Jew told him, he took from me so much. So he paid him back. And this is the fairest case in which wasiyah is actually done after the death of the person who gave the wasiyah.
Interesting. So we have the dreams influence so much. Sir, I thank you very much for
very
this
much.
beautiful information, very informative,
Thank
and
you.
something that we ignored so far, all Muslims.
No.
Inshallah, in our next programs, we can delve into the subject a little bit more.
Inshallah.